weeks. So.
What's your name?
Mike Winger, Michael Todd Winger.
May it please court? I'd like to request permission for extended media coverage of this first appearance.
Yeah, it's fine for any of the appearances today.
Thank you, Your
What do
Honor.
you have, Mr. Winger? Okay, Mr. Winger, you're charged with speeding 70 in a 55-mile-an-hour zone. Basically, for today's purposes, you have two choices. You can plead not guilty. If you plead not guilty, we'll set it for trial at a later time. Alternatively, you can plead guilty.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, sir.
You can plead not guilty. If you plead not guilty, we'll set it for hearing. Is that what you want to do?
Yep, not guilty.
All right, so you'll be getting notice that it's set for trial down the road. I'll give you a copy of my order here.
Good.
For today, there's that bag. There you go, send the next one in.
All right, thank you.
Hat off, please.
Okay.
Your name?
Dylan Russell.
Sounds like you might be lucky to be alive.
I am.
That's an awful high blood alcohol content.
My question is, I followed the whole 1 hour thing, and so I don't know why it's so high. Because I only had 5 that night, and it was in a 5-hour time frame.
You know, I can't give you an explanation for that, but do you use anything else? That
No.
might explain it.
No, that was it.
I'm not a doctor. But I mean, it's almost 3 times the legal limit.
Because I followed the 1 hour rule before, and I blew zeros on a breathalyzer. But
Well, if you did the 1 hour, you wouldn't blow a 0. You just wouldn't blow over.
And in some of the paperwork I got says I submitted to a blood test, but I actually didn't because I wasn't conscious. How could they have taken it and tested it if I didn't submit to it?
There's provision under the law for that to happen. It has to get in there, they have to follow the proper procedure. Those are all things you can raise, you know, after today. Today, all we're doing is, you know, advising you what to charge, your rates, terms of release, that sort of thing. After today, it goes into district court, and this will be the last I'll see of it. What do you do for a living?
Construction.
With who?
My dad.
What kind of construction?
Well, right now we're remodeling someone's house, redoing both their bathrooms and their floors and their kitchen counters. And
All right, you want to come forward, please?
Yeah.
Mr. Rassel, is that how you pronounce it, Rassel?
Yep.
Somebody. All right, back to you. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
So the charge is a serious misdemeanor. It carries a fine of not less than $1,250, not greater than $1,875. If you're convicted, there's a minimum 48-hour jail sentence because of the high, the high level of blood alcohol content. You are not eligible for a deferred judgment. You're going to lose your license for 180 days. You can make application for a court appointment, for a work permit. Jump through all the hoops, you can probably get a work permit right away. You do have the absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you. You're presumed by law to be innocent of the offense unless you plead guilty or are found guilty by proof beyond any reasonable doubt. You do have the right to have an attorney present at all stages. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can get a form down at the clerk's office, fill it out, and we'll see if you qualify. I'm ordering you to complete a substance abuse evaluation immediately at your expense. This form has the telephone numbers for new opportunities here in Sac, Compass Point, and Storm Lake. There are a lot of places that do these. You can get it done at any of those places at your expense, but you need to get a copy to the clerk within 30 days. And if you don't, we will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to continue your release on your promise to appear at all further court proceedings. If you willfully fail to appear before any court is required, you'll be guilty of another serious misdemeanor. During your release, you're not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to drive while your license is suspended. You must obey all laws of the state of Iowa and the United States. I've set a preliminary hearing in this case for January 3rd at 10 o'clock. I'll tell you, we never have preliminary hearings in Sac County on these kinds of cases. I'm required by law to set one. I've done that. You'll be getting a notice to appear in district court for arraignment on the charge. All right? Any questions? All right. Send the next person in.
All right.
Yes? All right, you got it in my queue.
Yeah, it's on the schedule.
Oh, it is? Justin Woods? Oh, Woods, okay. Yeah.
You ready?
I am. Morning. Okay, so you're charged with failure to stop within the assured clear distance. I assume that probably was an accident thing, hit somebody from the rear. So you have two choices for today's purposes. You can plead not guilty. If you plead not guilty, you'll set it on trial. Alternatively, you can plead guilty. If you plead guilty, I'm going to impose a $200 fine, $70 surcharge, and $60 court costs. All right, how much time do you need to pay it? All right, I'll do that. All right, you'll be getting, is your address 21409 Elkvale Road, Sturgis, South Dakota? All right, you'll get a copy of this in the mail. Thank you. Your name?
Christian Rocker. I got a ticket. I don't know what it's for. I have to pay $132. I think.
Let me see it. All right, so are you wanting to enter a not guilty plea, or what do you want?
Oh, no, I was just asking if I can pay it, like, next week and then the other next week. Like,
Yeah, you did not talk to the ladies downstairs.
This is Shelley.
Can you put Christian Vaca,
I
V-A-C-A?
think I already did. Let me go out there. I know I already put a hand on it.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah, I see it on the bottom there. Just, it doesn't show much of their name, so I've got it. Thank you.
Okay, you bet.
Sorry about that. So the total amount is $132.50. How much time do you need to pay that?
2 weeks.
I'll give you until the 23rd of January to get it paid, so that should give you plenty of time.
Okay.
I'm going to set a show cause hearing for the 24th. So it's not paid on the 24th, unless you've got a good excuse, you could get 30 days in jail. Is there anyone else out there?
No.
That's it?
Yep.
All right, leave the door open.
Thank you.
The court has reviewed the defendant apostrophe S record and finds that no additional violations have occurred. Period. Therefore, this charge is ordered dismissed at the defendant apostrophe S cost. Period. Costs shall be paid on or before January 23, 2017, or the defendant shall appear and show cause on January 24, 2017 at 10 o'clock a.m. Period.
Domestic abuse. I have a driving under suspended license and possession of paraphernalia.
Are these new charges?
Yeah,
For sure.
I'm gonna grab my purse over here too.
What's your name?
Amanda Vaughn.
Okay. You're supposed to be here at 8:30.
I was.
So what are you doing driving if you're suspended?
I didn't know that I had a suspended license. It was for a ticket that I didn't pay.
Well,
I obviously
did
need
you
to
know
be-
that you hadn't paid it?
No. I spaced it off. I obviously need to be more responsible when it comes to that stuff.
I'd say. Probably should not have paraphernalia, probably should not use drugs.
Yes, that's probably a good idea. Find a new group of friends probably too. That'd be a good idea.
You know,
Or just not have any friends. That seems to work for me.
it's a good day to start.
Yep. Oh, I started the day all this happened. Kind of a little wake-up call.
Yeah, they actually came down and thought and bailed you out a little bit too soon. A couple of days in jail probably is good.
Yeah, I don't know how long I was in. I think it was a little over a day. That was the wake-up call I needed. But like you said, a couple of days in jail doesn't ever hurt anybody. I've pretty much just been putting myself in jail.
So you don't work.
No, I work. That's the only thing that I leave the house for is work.
What do you do?
I am a waitress in Carroll at the Piranha Club.
Where's that?
In Carroll, it's kind of by, do you know where Bloomers is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like over in that little strip mall thing.
So what kind of place is that?
It's just like a family restaurant, and then on Fridays we're open until 2. But I open, so I usually leave around 10 or 11. Just depends on how busy we are.
So Andy Quarterman, is he your boyfriend or was your boyfriend?
He is the father of my daughter.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 6.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
And you're obeying the no contact order.
Yes.
Do you have custody of your daughter or does he?
We have shared custody, but under the protection order, I'm not allowed to see my daughter, to my understanding.
Now I could probably modify.
That would be amazing, just because, you know, Christmas is coming. She actually had surgery yesterday and I couldn't be there.
What?
She went under anesthesia for the first time. She had 7 caps put on her teeth and 3 of them pulled.
Sounds like Mom should have a bit better job to have her
That's
brush her
Dad.
teeth.
That's Dad. I am a total freak about brushing my teeth because it's kind of a hereditary thing. I've had bad teeth my whole life, so I have to brush my teeth at least twice a day, otherwise my teeth would probably fall out. So that's kind of a major deal for me. But her dad is, you know, is really busy.
What's he do?
He is a farmer and he has his own trucking company. And sometimes she likes to tell little stories and say that she did brush her teeth when she really didn't.
When's the last time you had a substance abuse evaluation?
Let's see, that was probably 3 years ago. But I did get myself into counseling, so I was gonna actually do one of those substance evaluations.
I find no contact order. All right, well, I'll do an order here to,
Okay.
so that bond shall remain in place. Period. What's your mailing address now?
It's 503 South 13th Street.
503 South 13th Street, Sac City, Iowa, 50583. Okay, why don't you come forward and we'll do these charges initially. We'll talk about some of that. So, Amanda, you have 3 charges here. They're all simple misdemeanors. I think I was told initially that the domestic abuse charge was a serious misdemeanor because of the damage that you did to him, I guess. So you have possession of drug paraphernalia, domestic abuse, assault, first offense, and driving while your license is suspended. Each of those charges carries a minimum fine of $65, maximum $625 plus 35% surcharge and court costs. If you're convicted of the domestic abuse assault charge, you also can get up to 30 days in jail on each of the charges. If you're convicted of that domestic abuse assault charge, there's a minimum 48-hour jail sentence. You would probably get credit for time served, so it'd be 48 hours minus that amount of time. So on all those charges, you have the absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you. You're presumed by law to be innocent of the offense unless you plead guilty or are found guilty by proof beyond a reasonable doubt. You do have the right to be represented by an attorney on the domestic abuse charge for sure. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can make application, get a form at the clerk's office and fill it out. You know, get that fine paid if you don't have it paid. You know, if you get convicted of the paraphernalia charge, there's a chance you're going to lose your license again. So, you know, I think you got to get somebody involved here, either Chuck or Shelby or somebody to kind of negotiate this with the county attorney. You know, I don't know.
I was going to try myself.
No, you can't. Yeah, that's fine. Go to meet with him. Sweet talking a little bit. You know, are you good at that?
I wish I was sometimes.
Gotta have a little levity. So since you've already posted this $1,200 bond, I'm gonna leave that in place.
Okay.
And the way the charges are actually filed, I probably shouldn't really require it. But, since it's there, I'm gonna leave it in place.
Can I get that back?
Well, eventually it'll either be used to pay fines or it can be returned, but I'm gonna return it now.
Okay.
All right, so that kind of does it for those 3 charges now. Let's talk about the no contact order. What would you like to, how would you like to see that modified?
I would like to be able to see my daughter. But, I don't know.
Are you, who are you living with now?
I'm staying with my mom until my boss gets back from, like, they're in Arizona. But I'm gonna talk to them, they have a 2-bedroom house that they have up for rent, so I was gonna see about that.
Okay. So that were granted to you.
Yeah.
Were you married?
No.
So He has
He has primary physical care.
Okay, you have visitation
Yeah.
every other Wednesday and every Wednesday and every other
Every
weekend.
Wednesday and every other weekend.
Okay. And how do he and your mom and John get along?
It's okay. We all pretty much get along. You know, I get along with his parents really well. So I was thinking-
how are we gonna handle the communication to line up the visitation?
Probably through Lisa, his mom, Lisa Ringenberg. She's kind of the, middle of us. She's got the head on her shoulders, so.
How's that spelled?
Ringggenberg.
Okay. So your Wednesday, is that overnight or is that just evening?
That's overnight.
Okay. And your daughter is how old?
She's 6.
6.
Mhm.
She goes to school here in Sac.
Yeah. She's in kindergarten.
All right, have a chair again and I'll
Okay.
go to order here and give you another order. The defendant and the protected party are parents of a 6-year-old daughter. Period. The protected party has primary physical care, and the defendant has been granted overnight visitation every Wednesday and every other weekend visitation. Period. Since issuance of the no contact order, she has been unable to exercise that visitation, and the court determines that the no contact order should be modified to allow her to have her visitation rights with her daughter. Period. The defendant has suggested Lisa Ringenberg.
They were in here.
comma, the protected party apostrophe S mother is the intermediary for arrangement of visitation, and the court accepts that suggestion. Period. She shall be allowed to communicate with Lisa to arrange her regular visitation rights pending further order of this court. Period. Further, comma, in the event that the child is involved in any school activities, the defendant shall be allowed to attend those activities, but shall have no contact with the protected party during such activities, pending further order of this court. Period.
Thank you.
Okay, so just so we're clear here, I'm reciting that you and the protected party are parents of your 6-year-old daughter. And what I'm doing is I'm authorizing you to start having your visitation rights again. You're supposed to contact Lisa Ringenberg to arrange that. I don't want you know, we may get to the point where, you and he can have contact. I don't know how that will go. But if she has like a school play or Christmas program or something like that, you can go.
Okay, thank you
Stay
so
away
much.
from him.
Yeah, thank you.
All right?
Thanks.
You know?
I'll get it together. I'm working on it.
There you go.
Thank you.